What if the thing that you were calling impossible today, God was calling next? I have a friend that just got married this past weekend, and 10 years ago, he was facing 25 years in prison. He was a drug addict. He was in the streets, a hoodlum, a gangster, going before a judge with his future dangling in the balance. Yet this Sunday passed. He just got married to the girl of his dreams, celebrated 10 years sobriety, and right now he's in Puerto Rico on his honeymoon. Man, God is a good God. I want to talk to you today about your impossible situation, the thing that you're facing that you have just gotten accustomed to, that you've given up hope on, that you never think is going to change. Your finances, your health, your marriage, maybe even sobriety, your anxiety and stress and depression. God can set you free and take an impossible situation and make it into your next miracle. It's closer than you think. Mark chapter 9, there's a story of a man who brought his son to the disciples of Jesus. They've been casting out demons, doing miracles. The Bible says that a few chapters ahead of that. And they bring this young man to Jesus' disciples, and they can't cast out this demon. And they see Jesus, he brings and says, look, I've brought my son, my problem, this impossible situation. I've tried everything I can. And many of you are in that same situation. There's an impossible situation. It may even be with one of your sons, your daughter, that are living a wayward life and it's tormenting your heart. And there's nothing you can do about it. It could be a health situation. Again, it could be some kind of mental anxiety, stress, or depression. It could be some anguish going on. It could be a job situation. And today, God is telling you, bring your problem to me. They bring this young man to Jesus, and he says, there's nothing I can do. Let me read it to you. Mark chapter 9, we're going to start in verse 20. It says, and they brought the boy, and as soon as the demon saw Jesus, it made the boy shake all over. See, a lot of times the problem, that thing that's impossible for you, is not going to try to let you go that quick. Started making him shake, and he fell down and began rolling on the ground, foaming at the mouth. And Jesus asked the boy's father, how long has he been like this? And the man answered, ever since he was a child. I can't remember a time he wasn't like this. I can't remember a time this problem wasn't this big in my life, in my son's life, with my family. I can't remember a time. The demon has often tried to kill him and throws him in the fire, and he foams in the mouth, and he's deaf and he's mute. Look at all these things. And he says, please have pity on my son, if you can. Please heal him if you can. And Jesus looks at him and says, if I can, almost like he's offended, like, if I can, why do you say if I can? Anything is possible for someone that has faith, for him who believes. Anything is possible. At once the boy's father shouted, I do have faith. I believe, but please help me with my unbelief. Help me to believe him more. I believe, but I don't believe all the time. And we're like that. You're like that. There's times you believe, and there's times you don't believe. There's times you can do it, then there's times you can't do it. There's times you know God's going to do something spectacular, and there's times you have doubt. And even when this man came to Jesus with that mindset, with that kind of heart, Jesus did not reject his half-filled, faithful heart. He accepted him. Look what Jesus said. And at once the boy's father shouted, I do have faith. Please help me to even have more faith. And when Jesus saw that the crowd was gathering fast, he spoke sternly to the evil spirit, and he said, I order you to come out of the boy and never enter him again. And the spirit screamed, made the boy shake all over. Here's the thing. A lot of you are so close to your miracle, to the impossible, and it's taking place, but that situation hadn't ended immediately. That demon, that spirit, that impossibility still tried to hold on. The boy screamed and shook all over, and the boy fell to the ground as the spirit left him, and he looked dead. But Jesus picked him up by the hand and helped him stand. All things are possible for the one that believes. But it always doesn't happen immediately. There's always a process. And a lot of us get stuck. You may be even stuck right now with this mentality. Well, it used to be better, but now it's not. I used to believe, but now I don't. Listen, when your memories exceed your dreams, the end is near. Dream again. The impossible is available for you. Jesus will meet you in the middle with just your little faith and do a miracle in your life. Now, I'm going to show you why some believers never, even though they have faith, but they never see the impossible. There's a reason. They have faith, but they never see the impossible. I want to talk to you about David and Goliath. They were believers. They believed in God, the army in Israel. Goliath would go out every day for 40 days and taunt them, bring me your champion, bring me your greatest man, and I will fight him, and he will fight me, and whoever wins, the other armies will serve as slaves to the winner. And they believed in God. They were the children of Israel. The children of God is a picture of the church. They knew who God was. Yet nobody had the faith to stand up. You know what they all said? They all had the same mentality. He's too big to fight. He's too big to defeat. He's too big. We can't win. Yet when David, a man of faith, a young man of faith, came with a different perspective, they were all saying he's too big to win. He's too big to defeat. He's too big of a giant. You know what David said? He's too big, I can't miss. He's too big, I can't lose. He's so big that I can't miss that target. And look what he said. He told Goliath, you come at me with sword, shield, and spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. Look at that. Look where he put his faith. He didn't put his faith in trusting his own ability, his weapons, what he had. He trusted in the name of God. He trusted in Jesus. Many Christians today, many people have faith, but they fall short because they're not putting their faith completely into the sovereignty of Jesus. They're not. They're just not. This reminds me of my own life personally. In 2003, August 13th of 2003, I went into a men's home. I was hooked on heroin, drugs, alcohol, strung out. My sons had both been adopted. CPS had gotten involved in my life. And I was told by a judge, you will never see your son again. My rights were terminated. My oldest son, my rights were terminated. He was adopted. Another family raised him. I hadn't seen him for years. And I went into this home and I prayed every day. God, heal that relationship. God, close the gap. God, make a way. I pray for his well-being. I pray for his health. I understand, God, that you love my son more than I do. And you love him so much that you put him with somebody that's going to take care of him better than I can, because I wasn't in a condition at that time. I truly wasn't. I was lost. And I went in there and I prayed that prayer every day for 2.5 years. And one day I get a phone call and they come and get me. I'm in prayer and they come and get me. You have a phone call, and I get on the phone and they say, look, you don't know who I am, but I have your son. I adopted your son. I'm his adoptive father. And I want you to know this weekend we've talked to your leadership, the pastor, your pastor, and you've got permission. If you want to go, we want to take you out to eat and take you to a Dallas Maverick game so you can be reunited with your son. What I thought was impossible. The Bible says what is impossible with man is possible through Jesus Christ. I saw the impossibility of my situation be broken by faith and by prayer, and God reunited me with my oldest son. And I got to give him all the honor and glory for that. I want to tell you today, wherever you are, this might shake you, but your problem is not too big. Your situation has not gone too far. Your breakthrough is not impossible. Ask God to help you with your unbelief. Ask God to increase your faith and watch him move mountains in your life. I hope this message blessed you. If it did, please leave a comment, share, and subscribe, and check out the next video coming up in the queue. God bless you.